beautiful ones. So let's take where we left it. We left it at chapter 10. So we look into chapter 11. Chapter 11, which is the bankruptcy of the soul. So I'll read from the classic translation and from Vian Den Groot. So let's go to the classic translation. Up. Chapter 11. It's quite short. 30 spokes join in one hub. In its emptiness, there is the function of a vehicle. Mix clay to create a container. In its emptiness, there is the function of a container. Cut open doors and windows to create a room. In its emptiness, there is the function of a room. Therefore, that which exists is used to create benefit. That which is empty is used to create functionality. So some people say it's the void at the center of the wheel that creates its usefulness. And of course, it's the space at the inside of the room that creates its usefulness as well. And it's definitely the space within a recipient, a container, that creates the usefulness of its ability to contain its content and to be content. So let's go into Vian Den Groot's interpretation. The mystery of life in emptiness. Emptiness is the object. The intended object of the wheel is made effortless by the void in its center, allowing motionless and emotionless locomotion. The emptiness of the vessel makes it useful. The voids of its mouth and handle makes its usage less effortful. The object of the house is to delineate an empty space as one's abode, seemingly bounding the boundless. As the empty object is deemed useful to the mindful one, the mindless one is useful to life, subject, and creation. Creating and nurturing life now, free and empty of expectations, one is the subject in and of love, not in and out of love. This is the supreme mystery of life in emptiness, truth. So let's dive a bit. Let's explain a little bit for those who may still be a little bit confused. Some people are taking chances. There's a bit of risk, but they are doing a good teamwork. So, emptiness is the object. This paragraph could, like most of the paragraphs and chapters or maxims of the Tao Te King, could suffice actually. Any one of these pages are sufficient to enlighten you, or rather to dispel your confusion, your belief in not being enlightened, your conviction of being a small, limited being. The emptiness that is spoken of here is an image, it's a metaphor for the desired emptiness of your being, of your mind in particular. Because it's truly your mind that creates your beliefs and your narratives of the ego and your conviction that you are something else than this unbound presence that you truly are. So these metaphors are pointing at the truth, even in material life, that emptiness is more useful than fullness. Fullness is foolishness to a large extent. So I'll try and demonstrate that. I'm not thinking. A little bit just to formulate a sentence. But it's this absence of thinking, the absence of narrative, the absence of projection, the absence of sequencing of one's tasks or actions, the absence of effort to memorize or to project existing memories into the future by extrapolation or speculation, or the effort to remember. All these efforts can be stopped at any moment. And when you actually drop all efforts and you embrace your essence, your essential emptiness, that's when suddenly everything expands, you expand, the universe is not even your boundary. There's no more story, no enlightenment or unenlightenment or ego or anything. Nothing matters except the only things that are true, which is actually your consciousness and your presence. There's nothing to say about it, actually. And some people have a false belief, an impression that is nurtured by people who speak about this bliss, the bliss of being in full awareness. It is a bliss, but people have this idea that is a bliss that is ecstatic. It's when you speak about it, you have to use emphatic words like that, ecstatic, joy, because they are words which refer to excitements which are somewhat the closest known thing that can be described. But in reality, when you finally get the knack of switching off or just not not spending your presence, your attention into memory or thoughts or language, what happens is, we can call it bliss, but it's just extreme peace. And extreme peace does not translate into necessarily a huge smile. It's simply home. When you are peaceful at home, you don't need to have a huge, stupid-looking face out of happiness. Yeah, you can, and it happens a lot at the beginning. But otherwise, when you abide at home, when you are in your abode and you feel peaceful and at home, there is bliss, but it simply does not translate into ecstatic, visible from the outside expressions of joy. You can always express your joy, and it happens. But a lot of the time, you simply express nothing because you don't feel the need anymore to express anything. You can enjoy a cigar very much and not necessarily have to be like this. Sometimes you are. But most of the time you will simply enjoy it truly, and not display ecstatic demonstrations of happiness. True happiness exists whether you express it or not. Of course, the expression of happiness can be a beautiful way of sharing your joy. You can have guests at home and you will smile a lot when you have good friends visiting you in the peace of your home. But most of the time when you are home, you are simply relaxed, peaceful, and don't even feel the need for a huge smile on your face. So, what some people call enlightenment often is more the awakening process, which is very spectacular and does generate a lot of big smiles and a few bouts of depression as well. But when you are fully established at home, it's essentially just peaceful. It's the emptiness, the peace of emptiness. It's the surface of a lake that is not disturbed by anything. It's absolutely peaceful, but when you look at it, you will not see neither an expression of joy or sadness or excitement or anything. It's just there is no expression, there is emptiness, absolute peace. So this is what this paragraph of the Tao Te King points towards, and that's what I'm also encouraging you to explore in the silence, the effortless silence of your own being, with no story, no agenda, no thought, no language also. I have to use the minimum of language to share this pointing, this appreciation and this guidance and this interpretation. So that is it. I'm going to finish enjoying my cigar at home. Well, this is not even technically my home, but I feel at home everywhere now. So I encourage you to feel the same now, effortlessly. Take care.